Alright, guys, Mr. G here with Mr. G Plays Galactic Junk League. Now, this is a game that is like your standard deathmatch game. You've got like 7 people on a team, 2 teams, and you go pew 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 and blow stuff up until one team has blown up 20 ships. The only interesting thing about that is instead of just picking a ship, you get to build your ship. So you're going to have to start out with a rookie class ship, but when you get past that, you actually get to design your own. So in this video, I'm going to just walk you through making a new ship here. So I've got a destroyer class, and I don't really want to mess with that. I want to make another battleship, because once you get out of the rookie ship, which is this guy here, you get to pick like destroyer, fighter, battleship, or frigate. And they each have different abilities. So I am digging the battleships just because they're big, right? You know, they get the most hit points. They do the most bam, bam, bam. Now this guy, I would love to take credit for this design, but I saw another player do it and I stole the idea. Now it's got rocket launchers, but what I've done is I've encased them in armor, right? The cool thing about this game is you blow blocks off other ships. So the ships don't just have hit points, every block has hit points. So you can actually fly around in your ship as long as your core is okay. So speaking of cores, you're going to build a new ship from scratch. You got to start with your core of your ship, right? So I'm going to build a new battleship here. Now I could either start out with this hull here that they've given me, but I like to build my ships from scratch. Kind of picky about what I put on my ship. So let's build another battleship here. You can see I've got level 3. What are some of the abilities that battleships have? They get this backup battery, gives them extra power. They get a tanky mode where they take less damage. They go into defensive mode, but it makes them super slow. They've got this gravitron wave. Haven't tried that out yet. I'm assuming it slows down your enemies. And then they've got a damage absorption thing. So these are your tanks. If you've played any game, this is your tank class. Some of the other ones, your destroyers, they dish out more damage. Cruisers, they are kind of your jack-of-all-trades ship. And then you got frigates, they're your little fast, pew-pew-pew, really hard to catch kind of guys. Alright, so let's build a battleship. Alright, build ship. So here I am, this is my core. Now your core obviously powers your ship, but if you lose your core, your ship is toast. So you want to stack this thing in some armor. You don't want anybody to be able to blow it up. So I like to put all my important stuff near my core. So I'm going to go into my construction menu. Clicking on utility, I've got things in here like gyroscopes, energy generators, and batteries. Now gyroscopes you need so that your ship can turn, right? And battleships, yeah, they turn really slow. So you want at least, I like 3 of these on my ship. Now you can see I've switched on mirror mode. So off just does one. If I put it on, it does both sides, so you can make your ship symmetrical. So let's slap some gyroscopes on there, and you can see I've got CPU over here, right? So your ship has a maximum amount of blocks you can stick on it. So let's use all that up. I'm gonna slap a little battery on here. Ooh, maybe we can fit 2. All right, groovy. And let's see if we can put 2 energy generators on here. Will it let me? Some of the ways the blocks stick on here are a little funky. Some blocks can attach to other blocks, which can be really annoying and a total pain. Oh, there we go. Blue is good. All right. So now I've got all my important stuff there. Let's encase that thing in some bricks. Now, here we go. These bricks, you need to hook anything to it. You can't hook any other stuff to these core parts, right? They need to hook to either your core or another brick. So this is kind of like the heart of the ship, right? If this gets blown up, you know, we're having a bad day. So this is going to be the center of our ship here. We're going to build everything else around that. Now, my last ship that I showed you guys had rockets. Now, I haven't unlocked all the weapons, but I do have a few. So let's look at those. We need to pick one weapon for our ship. You can't, as far as I know, do more than one weapon type. I'm going to build this ship around the Gatling Gauze, which is like a medium range, just basic cannon. Like kinetic energy. Pew, pew, pew. Does 2,000 meters of range. It's got good DPS there of 60. Now, the rocket launcher has a DPS of 53, but it has less range, right? It's only 1,500 meters. But the cool thing about that is you can aim anywhere around your ship. This thing's a turret. So I'll show you what that means a little bit later. We're going to make Gatling battleship here. So there we've got our core. We got to get some engines on this thing. I like to stick those as close to the inside as possible as well. Alright, so let's get some thrusters on this thing. Put your shirt on, dude. What are you doing? I gotta edit that out now. Guys are killing me on this. Alright. Alright. How many ones? 6 thrusters on this thing? Are we good with that? Alright. I like my ships to be fast. 6 might be a lot for some people. I'm happy with 6. Ooh, do I want them on the back or do I want them on the side? I don't know. We'll see. We'll go with that for now. So, what else do we need on this thing? Really? Just want it to be a little bit less ugly. Now, in this game, making your ship pretty doesn't always actually help with anything, but we're going to see what we can do with this thing. A flying brick is actually really popular. A lot of people seem to be happy with the flying brick. You'll notice when you get in the games, just putting a brick with engines and guns on the front tends to be fairly effective, but I really hate that. I don't want my ship to look like a flying brick because some part of me just thinks that's terrible. However, the ship is really shaping up to look just like a flying brick. Alright, how many guns do we want to slap on this thing? Oh, let's see, request for 5. I don't know, let's see. Alright. Now, putting guns on the front means that it can shoot up, down, left, right, all around. It gives me a nice range of where I can fire. But man, it just looks really ugly, right? So let's put a few on the top, maybe a few on the sides. Ooh, I really want all my guns to be able to shoot, you know, at the same time. I'm gonna actually make kind of a little nose on this thing, and then I'm just gonna wrap it with guns, right? What's wrong with that? Let's do that, eh? Oh, and you know, of course, I gotta have this thing be symmetrical. You realize, Snack Attack, that everyone's gonna hear you just eating snacks on the mic over there. Get out of the studio. You can watch it later. Oh, guys, I'm gonna have to do so much editing on this. Seriously, Snack Man? Go take your plastic snack outside if you're gonna snack it up. All right. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, we're back. All right. What do we want to do with this thing? Oh, it's so ugly. Oh, dear me. All right. Well, we got to get some armor on it. We got to get some guns on it. Let's just do that now, and then we'll change it later, because whenever I build a ship at first, it is always just awful. You guys know you got to test this stuff, right? What's this? Oh, that's not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. Gatling guns. There we go. Let's see. How many do I want to stick on this thing? I usually come underneath guys rather than right on top of them. Let's see if we can just... Oh, but shouldn't I put some on the front of this thing? Shouldn't I put some here? Should we just go with this? Oh, but it's so ugly. I'm going to put armor there. We're doing armor. Yes. I know it's bad design, but I just can't help it. All right, here we go. I want this nose of my ship to look like a spaceship, right? To be pointy. It's a spaceship. It's supposed to look that way. So you've got different shaped blocks. Now, these blocks I'm using are different than these gray ones. Those gray ones are kind of like my skeleton, right? They're like the connector blocks. These guys provide some armor bonus. Okay, now those gray blocks are good. I mean, they give you some armor too, but these ones give me a little bit more. Let me just show you. Okay, so this whole block here has hit points of 75. Now, this armor plate, hit points of 150. Now, I can combine an armor plate with a hull block, and that gives me 225 hit points, right? So that's why I like to do that around the core of my ship, right? So there it is. There's the core. That gets blown up. We're dead, right? So let's slap some hull blocks over that. Okay. Now notice the blocks can only seem to connect to one other block. If you don't get it just right, they don't want to build like it's trying to attach to my gyroscope there. That's not going to work. But it can attach to this other bit. So boom, boom. All right, there we go. All right. Let's armor up our flying brick a little bit more. So grab the armor plates. Here we go. Mirror mode on. That'll save me half the time. What if I put prisms on the side? It might look less ugly. Let's try that, huh? Let's try that. There we go. So I'm putting armor around this thing. And he's armor. You can see I've got 168 CPU left. Once that number goes to 0, I cannot slap any more stuff on this ship or any more armor. And you know what I just realized I forgot? Something super important. Special ability. Oh my goodness. Let's open up some room here and let's grab abilities. Now these are the ones I have unlocked, and this one I really like, especially for the battleship. It's called Tactical Jump. It's like a blink or like a teleport, especially since we're so slow because we're a big flying brick with armor. We need to get the jump on baddies, and that one is super handy for that. So alright, here we go. Back to slapping armor on this ugly beast. There we go. Let's make it look slightly less ugly and terrible. Armor plates. Need a little more of those. Okay. Boop. Boop. Do-do-do-do-do. Okay. Alright. And let's put some prisms on the back. And we can get a few plates around those engines. But first, let's grab these guys in the corner. Okay. Armor plates. See how many we can get. Protect the old engines there. Keep those from getting blown to bits. Okay, we're running out of armor, so I want to make sure that I get armor in the important bits, because we're not going to be able to place as much as we want. So for example, be bad news bears if I left my ability module just sitting out there so anybody could just blow it up. That would be not cool, right? That'd be bad. Oh, look at that. How do we miss on a block there? Let's get some blocks in there. Whole block, and then armor on top of it. So it's kind of like our double armored up core here. And one thing I just learned is as you level up your ship class, you actually get more CPU, which is what you need to be able to put blocks on your ship, which seems kind of nice. All right, so all right, get some Tetra. Now this thing's super ugly. There are some add-ons we can do, which, you know, makes it look slightly less ugly, but that does cost you CPU, which is kind of a bummer. You got to spend points on that. Should be free for me, I was thinking, but you know, such is life. So I'm trying to make this thing a little more pointy, a little bit more spaceship-y. I don't know how spaceship-y we call it. Can we stick a bridge on this thing somewhere in the front, or is that just going to look terrible? I'm going to guess it's probably going to look terrible. We'll try. Oh, there we go. Put the captain there. Captain Fats gets to go in there. All right, so can we make this thing slightly less ugly? Where did all my add-ons go? Why? Oh, there we go. It's like, what happened to all those? All right. These are completely useless, by the way. They provide no bonuses at all, but there's just something about when I play these games, I cannot have it just not look like a ship at all. So I don't have enough CPU for those. Well, and wings. I gotta have wings. I don't know why, but I just do. Gotta have wings on my ship. Don't really know where to put these because I designed it in a ridiculous manner. So we'll just slap some on the top and we'll just say, look, all right, we got some wings, and that's it. We're out. We're done. We got no more points to spend on this one. Put a little color on it. Ooh, what are you guys thinking today? Ooh, let's just do ugly green. Oh, that's terrible. We're not doing that. Rusty. Let's go with rusty. Why not? Spray paint this thing. You'll notice the hull blocks, for some reason, you can't paint those, but everything else you can. So slapping some paint on this thing. And then we'll take it for a test run. Let's go ahead and we'll just do a practice run, see if we have any mistakes on this thing. You'll notice it's really easy to get in and out of editing the ships on this. So boom, exit out. Now we can do a match against real people, but we're gonna just take this one out for a practice run. All right, so there we are. I don't know what we're gonna name this thing. Maybe Rust Bucket would be a good name for it. Really do, and you can see the power getting drained there as I fire my Gatling guns. We stuck some chargers on this thing and some batteries, so it looks like we can sustain a fair bit of firing there. And here's our special ability. It's like a warp, tactical jump. And look, boom, we're right next to this guy. And now we can just ruin his day, right? And we're just blowing off blocks, which is really the fun part about combat in this game, is you can target specific parts of a ship and just take them out. You can see, I can see his core there, and if we hit that, it's game over for him, which is really, whenever you build a ship, especially a battleship, you got to focus on babysitting that core. Well, this is my first one. With this one, we're going to call that enough for Mr. Gaines Part 1 plays Galactic Junk League. Thanks for watching, guys. That is it.